Welcome to the Neoncast. I'm Jim.
I'm Sam.
And we're doing something a little different today. We're going to do our top 5 favorite animes of all time.
Yeah, that's right. Triggering people because of our opinions.
That was a good little spoiler. Trigger, adding a little foreshadowing. I love it.
Sure.
Which, actually, I just realized I don't think there are any trigger shows on this list. Technically, there are no trigger shows on this list.
Technically, but
the workers are trigger.
Everyone is from Gynex that trigger, so...
Pretty much. All the important people.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we are going to be both doing our top 5. We're going to go alternating. I'll start, then say mine, then Sam, and back and forth.
Yeah.
So, yeah, write in if you agree with us, if you disagree with us.
It's our opinion. Sorry we doesn't match up. And neither of us have not seen every anime.
Very true.
So just remember that, even though you probably won't, but...
Yeah.
So there's going to be some funky opinions, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Some not so obvious. So...
Yeah, as I just want to say, there's a bit of like a recency bias, at least for my top 5. A lot of my shows are more recent, but there's some shows currently airing, like Little Witch Academia, which I know...
You spelled one of them wrong on my list.
Oh,
Magina?
Well...
Mangina?
Mangina, yeah, that was purpose.
Good luck guessing what that is going to be.
There are shows that are, like, I'm watching right now that I know are going to be my top 5, but since I haven't finished it, I feel bad about including that. So This is my current top 5.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd just like to start, I guess.
Yeah, ladies first.
So yeah, my number 5. Number 5. Favorite anime of all time is Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. Sam and I recently watched this, and it was one of the shows we watched it together, and it was seriously like I had to hold back so hard from like watching it on my own because I fucking love this show. It is so adorable. It has like the perfect aesthetic. Like everything's so happy and cheerful, but it always did like a deep touch into dark territory. Whenever like the backstory.
Yeah, whenever it goes into like her like history with like in the Dragon World, yeah, it kind of gets a little bit like darker. Like she had issues, mental issues with it. I
just love like all the characters, even the characters that aren't like as good, like
side characters.
What was the one girl, the water dragon?
I forget her name. I'm terrible with anime names. Like that's like the thing with me. Like I never remember names unless like I really love it.
Yeah, she was like okay, but I love like
she had her trope.
Thoru is just so adorable, and Kobayashi and Kana is just like the most like I never like the little girl characters in anime, but Kana is just written so well, and she's so adorable. Her voice actress is perfect.
What about their dubbed actresses? Their feminist agenda.
We don't talk
Ask me about my
that.
feminist agenda shit.
What did she say? She was like talking about
they're gonna be begging for you to put it back on or something like that.
Yeah, they talk about in the English dub, they talk about like the patriarchy wants Lukoa to like cover up. Oh, so fucking dumb.
Also, like Kana's not good, and
it just doesn't. It doesn't hold a candle to the original. I love the show. Every episode is cheerful. There wasn't one episode I didn't like. Like the one of the favorite ones was when they do the play for the old folks. It was just I love the show.
I really love the what's it called? The one is like later on when I'm just blanking right now.
But yeah, I love everything about the show. Like the music is nice and light, and like all the characters are just fucking great.
Yeah, I like. Even what's it called? Like all the characters, like kind of we never ever like I hate the lolly trend and like anything, but like she actually was a child, like
she behaves like a little kid, and like it's so adorable. There's a few little weird things like Kana's one friend is like obsessed with her, like loves her.
She like fucking orgasms every time she touches her.
Yeah, that is like one of the weirder elements of the show for me, but I really can't say anything bad about it. I find it so pleasant. It makes me feel so happy. It's the kind of show like that I'd love to rewatch someday.
You read the manga too.
Yeah, actually, I'd love to look at.
I wonder if the art's like similar to the cover.
Yeah, it's the art is really neat in that. I mean, like KyoAni does a great job adapting almost anything. They did this art style; it always looks amazing. But
the water dragon was Elma.
Elma, that's correct.
Yeah. Where is it? The stage play was great. The episode when she had the flashback of how she really met
Thoru, yeah.
Yeah, that's the episode I really love. Like, of her being drunk, just like yelling at her and everything. It's so good.
I've seen, there's the gif of her like pouring the sake, and do you remember the thing she pours the sake and he's like moves her lips up? Oh my god. It's it's one of those shows that just makes me feel so happy, and I love it.
Yeah, if you need something like a lot more like, cheerful to watch, like definitely like Dragon Maid.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess that's all I have to say. Really, I'm just gonna keep gushing on how much I love it.
It's good.
And because it's not like so much substance to it. It's more just like everything about it works so well.
Mm-hmm.
So, would you like to say your top 5?
All right. So my number 5 is Panty and Stocking with Garter Belt, but the dub version.
Yeah.
It's the dub version. Alright, so people like their subs, but the dub version it fits everything so much better, and it feels like a freaking Adult Swim cartoon.
It is so perfect. Yeah.
It is Adult Swim cartoon. It's so wacky. It's over the top. It's disgusting. It's amazing. Like the animation that goes from like looks like a Powerpuff Girl cartoon into like into the detailed like anime like look to it. It's so good. Probably has one of my favorite intros and outros like songs. Like I'm a sucker for good like outro songs. Like that's like my main thing, and it's just like so good. The music's great. The characters are all stupid. Like they have like little Grr, Chuck. Like Garter Belt's like was like horrifying. Like
Garter Belt's voice actor too is just, oh my god.
But like literally like this show could have been an Adult Swim cartoon. Like I'm surprised it wasn't like put on there.
That was such a missed opportunity.
And like just like some of the episodes are so like ludicrous, like the D-Day, like the cum.
I always think of that one. That's like the episode that comes to mind.
Comes in your mind. And the thing is, I'm a sucker for every time they would kill a monster, it would go into like a live action and have it explode. I'm a sucker for like when we watch Danger 5. Like I'm a sucker for that kind of like live action just to randomly explode a model.
What do they call it? There's a word for that. I forget. It's like a I'm just gonna screw it up if I try and say it.
Yeah, it's just like some of the most fun I've ever like had watching like an anime. And if you watch it, you won't think it's an anime until they do the transformation sequences. And this is just like Gainax like doing their weird stuff. Just like I love the characters. I love like their traits, like the side characters as well, are just like great and horrifying equally.
Yeah.
The devil twins are both great.
Oh my god, the demon sisters.
Yeah, Scanty and Knee Socks. Like, it's so good. It's just like...
Oh my god, I love them so much.
But the thing, you have to like this kind of, like humor that's, like, over, like, you know...
Very lewd.
Yeah, you have to, like, Adult Swim kind of humor, like, lewd, like, sex jokes.
Tons of cursing.
Dick jokes, cursing, sex jokes.
They call each other sluts, like, all the time.
Yeah, like, calls her fuckers and, like... Watch the dub. If you ever watch Panty Stocking, like you like the weird Gainax like Trigger. It's more like a Trigger show, like that randomness kind of humor.
It does feel more like
Definitely
a Trigger show.
Watch it. Watch the dub version. It's the superior version. You said you watched the because that's a recommendation to watch the dub, and you watched the sub, and you said you couldn't like.
Yeah, I started watching the sub, and it was like really hard to keep up just because they say so many quips and things. Mm-hmm. But the dub team did a really good job at localizing it.
Yeah, everything it's great. Everything you expect from a Gainax Trigger show from like those people.
It was done by Imaishi, who did Kill la Kill.
Yeah.
And Gurren Lagann.
It shows.
And, like all the good shit that everyone loves.
I really just do love the detailed transfer. Every time they transform and go to the anime, I just love the deep. That's like the one thing I love in like Trigger. Like we did Ninja Slayer. Like that's the one thing they go in the really detailed animation when they're not doing it. Like I love that. So that's basically. It's all I can really summarize. Like 5, I love that kind of like Adult Swim kind of stupid humor. So
yeah, I love that show too.
Do you want to go on your 4 now?
All right.
Number 4.
So my number 4 favorite anime of all time as of right now is Space Dandy.
Dandy guy.
He's a dandy guy
in space.
And it's really just like a celebration of just wacky weirdness. Because
dub or sub, Boris?
Oh, the dub is good. The dub is great, actually. It's one of those shows like
that company always does a great job with their dubs, which we'll get to more.
What was I gonna say? Space Dandy. It's like the kind of show where it's so visual that you don't want to be reading it all the time. You want to be watching it.
Yeah, I didn't finish it, but I do know you're talking. Like I got like halfway through Space Dandy. And, like some of the planets is just like amazing.
Yeah, and it's just I love it. Like that when I first started watching it, I saw the first episode when it was airing, and I was like, this is the follow up to Cowboy Bebop, which is a show that I also really like. And I was like, this is the follow up like to well, it wasn't technically, it was follow up to Samurai Champloo.
Yeah.
Because I don't think he'd done a show, or he didn't done a high profile show. But then like, because it's Shinichiro Watanabe, I think, who directed it.
Mm-hmm.
But then if you really watch it, like every episode has like a different creative team.
Mm-hmm.
So like he's like the
tell.
series director, but the art styles change.
Yeah,
like,
you can really tell like when like some of the weird things that happen in them.
Mm-hmm. Some of like my all-time favorite episodes of anything are in this. Like there's one episode where Dandy goes to a plant world.
Yeah, you tell me.
Where it's like every organism on the planet is a plant, and they've never seen an animal before, and it's just like they do so many really creative things. The whole art style changes.
I love the zombie episode where like everyone just turned to a zombie to tell a story with just the narrator.
Yeah, even that was good. And like when you hear like a zombie episode, but like they go like through
they
the whole
live
thing,
their lives
like,
as zombies.
It's there's so much creativity, and like I'm trying to think of other good ones. There's one I think we watched with you.
Remember
they go to ramen. They try and find the best.
Yeah, that
ramen.
was great.
I love the ending. Because it goes from being really silly to really heartfelt, and that's like I'm a sucker for.
Also,
that.
the one where they find a really hot girl like on the planet, and she's like a monster, like a giant fucking monster.
Oh yeah, that feels like just like the pinnacle. Like that feels like an everyday Dandy life. There's one that is literally just High School Musical. That is one of my favorite episodes of anything. There's a like good romance one. There's an amazing one where Dandy has an ex-girlfriend who's a fourth dimensional being, and the whole episode.
What's a fourth dimensional being?
Like she's like.
She has smell-o-vision?
No, she can't be. You can't comprehend her like normal, so she just kind of looks like shining lights in front of you. But like what they do is they end up bringing in like 2D people, and like they go through this whole thing where it's like, how does a 2D person perceive 3D? How does a four-dimensional person perceive 3D? It was so like clever, and like there's a whole sequence where it becomes like an old like Galaga like sort of like game, and like it's just the show's amazing. I fucking love everything about it.
Huh. Yeah, I want to watch more of that. It's having like it's one of those shows that's not really at the like on the dub's not really like around the internet that much. I have to look around for it.
It's kind of annoying. It's also funny that it's like aired initially in English.
Yeah,
it aired before.
Aired on Adult Swim first.
So that's the canon one.
Yeah, it's really fun though.
It's just great. Oh, there's one of the other episodes that really stuck with me. I forget who it was. I think he's a guy that works for Studio Ghibli. Maybe I'm fucking this up, but it's one where it's like he gets trapped on this one planet where it's just like fucking gross and grimy, and it's all people just fish all the time, and like it just has every episode has such a distinct feel, and it feels like a whole fleshed out world. It's really impressive how they can do that in like 20 minutes.
Yeah,
that's why it really sticks out to me, because they do so much in that show, and it's so goofy.
Yeah, you gotta love those goofy shows, man. Like, you need a fun adventure. Like you can't just be a super serious like
exactly.
all the time. Like,
and when they do the serious things, it feels even stronger because you have the goofier parts.
Yeah, you're so used to them being so silly, but when something happens,
you're like, whoa, Space Dandy died.
That's like every episode.
Yeah. That's another thing I love. It's like an American cartoon. Like the characters die at the end of every.
There's no canon.
Yeah.
But
all right, so that's really it for me. Like I love Space Dandy. It's great.
So speaking of that company, though, my number 4 is Samurai Champloo.
Well, actually, I hate to be that guy. Samurai Champloo is done by Sunrise, I think. Space Dandy was done by Bones. Shinichiro Watanabe is the director. He directed both.
That's
Also, I was totally wrong. Studio Manglobe did this.
Well.
I think Studio Manglobe were like... I'm just going to stop talking because I'm going to sound like an idiot. I think they were like a bunch of X-Guy and X-Guys.
Probably. Sounds about right.
Wait. They were... Sorry. I'm just going to... No, they were formed out of Sunrise producers. Okay. Because Sunrise was Cowboy Bebop. And also Gundam. Alright, I'll stop talking about this now.
Very good. Very good.
Okay, so your show is...
Samurai Champloo. And
fucking great.
Classic. Great. Out of the 3 shows, like this one's like my favorite. Like 3 like that kind of like the guy's done.
Yeah, the Watanabe did.
Yeah. I love the music. I love the hip hop. Like Samurai is one of my favorite like things that go together like that.
It is awesome.
Like I love the animation of the fights. It's just like so great, so good. I love the characters like Fu, Jin, like Mujin, all great. I love them. Just the journey. The journey is so fun. Like some like there's action ones that's just weird. Like they have they go to like an eating competition, or even a baseball episode. That's fun.
I love the eating competition one where
Like,
food just dominates.
Yeah, like it's just such a fun ride. It just like the end is kind of like you kind of like hurt. The journey's great. Just the ending just kind of hurts too. Like
yeah, and it's so bittersweet.
Yeah, I love the relationship between what's it called, Mugen and Jin. Like it's just like an all around great trip. Like I love it. The music's great. The OP, it's like fantastic.
Yeah, the presentation of that show was top tier.
Even the company always like in our dub is just as good as the sub. Both are really good. Like doesn't matter which one you watch. Like that's what I like. I like a show that has like it's nice for both options you have, because not everyone's like attuned to like subtitles, or like watch it for the animations and everything. And like like so many episodes like hit like hard. Like the episode was what's it called Jin has the girl that meets the prostitute.
Oh yeah, that was
like,
really good one.
Episode, like it's just like all around great characters, great story, like this like great journey story. Just like I love it. Great swordsmanship. Like it's not like it's not gonna be like Swords of Strangers, but like still just watch, like do yourself a favor and watch this one if you like samurais. That's like hip hop and samurais if you like either one or both.
It's funny how perfectly they go together.
Yeah, like I don't want to talk more because I want people to watch these, and if they haven't watched them, like I don't want to go in that much detail about it. That's why I'm trying to keep my like really like.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to like. I think it's good to like briefly touch on everything, but no, like not spoil anything.
Yeah, just like it's just all around really good.
Are you anything else to say? I also love Samurai Champloo.
I think you want to comment about Samurai Champloo.
I just think it's a great show. This is the thing, like a lot of the shows that Sam has are like shows that are really important to me too. But I didn't want it to just be like, oh yeah, yours is Samurai Champloo too. Like these are. I also haven't seen Samurai Champloo in a while, and I want to watch it again to properly rank it. But yeah, it's just great. Like the style is so good. I love when Mugen fights, because he has like a hip hop style, so he just like
very
spins
uncanny
around.
style. It's sitting hold sword normally, like
it's so cool. I love when something has so much style.
That's why I love the dynamic between him and Jin, because Jin's very traditional.
Yeah,
so
it's really good.
And one of the best OPs you'll ever hear.
Yeah. Speaking of like getting like, I think we briefly talked about like getting into anime when we were younger, and Samurai Champloo was like one of the.
That was one of the first things I watched
ones
on Netflix after I finished Soul Eaters, and that was the one thing I jumped on, and I fell in love with that.
Yeah, it's.
So. That's all I want to say. Just watch it if you haven't. Do yourself a favor.
If you haven't, then Jesus Christ, bro, what's wrong with you?
So let's get with Jim number 3.
So my number 3 favorite anime of all time. This is where it starts to get too real, and these are shows that like touched me on like extremely deep level.
I can't really comment on this one that much, because I never really seen it.
Okay, so my top 3 shows: the Tatami Galaxy, which I am really bad right now. I didn't look up. We kind of did this on the fly, so we don't have like a lot of information.
It was a long like 15 minutes to pick up this list.
Yeah, because I had like a pretty good idea in my mind of what I wanted, but I just didn't do research. But Tatami Galaxy has like this really unique art style, and it has like this perfect way. In my opinion, I love stories of kind of like looping timelines, and this is not really a spoiler for the show, because the whole premise of the show is it's about this dude in life, and he goes to college, and he's kind of been like doing nothing with his life, but then he has this choice to make. What club is he going to join? What direction is his life going to take? So pretty much every episode, give or take a few, are like arcs. Every episode is him joining a different club, like, and then going through life, having like the good times and bad times, meeting the same people in different ways, and then he hits a point where he's like, oh, this is kind of fucked up, and then it kind of rewinds. Every episode has this like rewinding mechanic sort of thing. But then the next episode is him, oh, maybe I'll join the basketball club, and then blah, 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 or the biking club. It's not implied that he's keeping his memories, but it's just like alternate takes of what could happen. It just has like an extremely emotional payoff, like gorgeous character designs.
Yeah, from what I saw, like, animation was very unique, and the characters talk very fast.
That, I forgot, that is like the hallmark of the show. The first like 5 seconds of the show have like a paragraph of dialogue in it, and it's just like lightning fast Japanese, so that it's kind of like impossible to adapt to the show or to dub this show, because it would just sound like nonsense, and it's really hard to read this show because the subtitles go quick. So that's the hardest part. about it, but it seriously is gorgeous, and it has like such really great like philosophies behind it about like your place in the world and like carving out your path in life. It's just like seriously, I was like bawling my eyes out watching the last episode. I wasn't like having like kind of a rough time because I watched this show when I was graduating from college, and I was away for a year. I studied abroad for a year, and if you study abroad when you're in college, it's hell to get your credits to transfer over. And it was really looking like I wasn't going to graduate because getting all these credits over was such a pain, and it was like such a stressful time. And having this really relatable story about this guy who's in college, it was like the ending was just so amazing, and I just loved it. It touched me so deeply.
Yeah, I can't really. It seemed like interesting, but it didn't seem like my kind of thing to watch.
Yeah,
like...
I totally. That's the thing. Like this, we get this deep in the list. These are shows that really like are important to me for a certain reason, and like this is the kind of show that I love. Like especially the art style. Forget about it. Love the art style.
Yeah, it looked interesting, but I can't really say much. I haven't watched an episode.
I highly recommend it to anyone. It's only 12 episodes long. It gets a little rough. There's one arc in the middle, because it kind of breaks away from the format of him, each episode being its own thing, to a bit of a mini arc where it introduces more characters, but that's a little, I don't know. It's slow there, but it's fucking great throughout. So yeah, I highly recommend it. It's one of my favorite shows ever.
Alright. So next up, well, my number 3, but it's also Jim's number 2, so we're kind of going to talk about this together.
Yeah.
So 3, 2, 3, 2,
3, 2, 3, 2, 3.
It's Madoka Magina, as Jim's wrote on here.
Madoka Magica.
Yeah. So
what is it called?
We're only going to talk about the show and not the movie that went the sequel movie, which we could talk about that a little.
Yeah,
bit,
we should actually.
But...
Puella Magi Madoka Magica.
I actually watched this one for the first time like recently, like probably last year, like.
I think so.
Which is like a more recent watch, but like you guys were always telling me to watch it, and I finally did it, and it was just like it was like quite a ride.
It's so perfect.
Music was great. Like I love the animation, like especially with like the witches is so fucking beautiful.
Yeah,
like,
fucking art style.
The music and the music that goes with it too. Just like and like when actually had the fights with like when the mommy putting all the guns out, it's just like awesome.
It's just
like, and it also deconstructs like the Magical Girl. I hated the Magical Girl because my sister watched Sailor Moon so much, and I hated it like whenever she watched it. But like, it just changed my mind up for like that kind of thing. And now I think every Magical Girl tries to like do that kind of change in the Magical Girl genre, and it just doesn't work. That's
like the double bladed sword of Madoka, because it's so fucking good, and I love it so much. But it like you can just see all the shows that have come after that are like Magical Madoka Light,
Magical Rising, Magical Project Rising, where the Battle Royale one.
Yuka Yuna's hero is literally just like, we're cutesy magical girls, but then someone dies, and it's just like
episode 4 of Madoka Magica. But that's actually my number 3. That's episode 4 of Madoka Magica.
It's seriously like, I don't like to say this often, but I think it's like the perfect anime.
My sister actually watched it recently, and she loves it. Like, I recommend it because she wanted a few shows to recommend it on Netflix. I said Madoka, it's like Magical Girl show, and she's like, it's kind of different then, but you'll like. Did
you tell her like that it gets like crazy?
I told her a couple episodes. It gets crazy. It's like it's a Magical Girl show, but it gets kind of crazy, and she loves it. She loves what's it called? What's her name?
Blue Flavor Blue.
No, the main girl basically is not Madoka.
Sayaka.
Yes, Sayaka. I'm terrible with names.
Yeah, blue. She's a blue-haired one.
No, that's not the blue hair one. No, I'm talking about the time one.
Oh, Homura.
Homura, yeah.
Homura is literally my favorite.
My
one
sister
of my
loves her. She's gonna cosplay her.
Oh, is she really? Oh, I need to see.
She actually got Madoka figures too. She got like 2 of them.
Really?
Yeah. She got Apple Girl and Sayaka.
I don't like her.
I like her.
Homura is one of my favorite characters of all time.
The episode with her backstory is like one of my fucking favorite episodes.
Holy shit! It's so fucking good. Like, it's just the show is so well paced. It's
also the music, like they always have like the kind of like I can't really describe it. It reminds me of like the original Ghost in the Shell music, the main theme, but that kind of like.
It's very the soundtrack is very it's very haunting. It's like
haunting. That's a good word to describe.
It's a throwback to like the composer. I listen to the Madoka soundtrack like all the time.
Yeah, you do.
It is one of my favorite soundtracks, along with like the number 1 on my list. But Madoka, the composer, created a language sort of for most of the songs.
Like witch language or something.
Yes, and I think I know that there's really a lot of backstory within the witches. Because if you're not familiar with Madoka, it's a magical girl show where they fight witches, and each witch is kind of like its own realm.
Yeah.
And they
have a unique look to inflate style to it.
And they don't really. There's not a lot of exposition about the witches. Like sometimes you hear a little bit, but there's a lot of like really clever, like visual symbolism. Like, do you remember? I don't want to spoil anything, but the one. Do you remember the cake one? The cake themed. Yeah. Her whole backstory is that she was a little girl who was like dying, and the Kyubey came to her and was like, "What do you want for your wish?" And she's dying in the hospital, and she really wanted cake. So Kyubey, her wish to become a magical girl is she gets cake, and then that like corrupted her because she was selfish, blah blah blah. But like if you look at that, there's all these like sweets and like cake themed imagery, and like it's just beautifully constructed. The music's amazing. The pacing is phenomenal. I watched it I think last year. It literally in like 2 days. Like I had to like stop myself because it was so good. I was like, I just didn't sit down and watch the whole show.
And definitely if you finish the show, you should watch the movie.
Maybe.
It's very mixed. I am happy I watched it, but I didn't like the end, like the ending implications.
Yeah,
it's so well animated still. But just like it's just a controversial ending to a series that ended like good and.
Because Madoka has such a great ending as a series, and then you have this sequel movie, which actually is technically the third movie. It's called Madoka Magica Rebellion. Yeah, and it's like I don't want to spoil anything, but it really like it's very divisive amongst fans. It really ruined a lot of people's impressions of the series, which I don't think is too fair because I think the show lives on in its own as this perfect gem, and they keep talking about like doing like sequels to it. And I don't want that. Just Madoka, just leave it be. Oh, I also wanted to mention the writer, who's I think his name is Orobuchi Gen. He's known for being a pretty ruthless writer. He doesn't really care about his characters. He'll just kind of kill everyone. He also wrote Psycho-Pass.
Yeah, I could tell that because fucking I actually like Psycho-Pass, but like
Psycho-Pass is another good one that's kind of like I guess we'll do honorable mentions.
Yeah, if I can tell that like a lot of the side characters like were just like killed off and like or disappeared completely. Like the one character, remember the one character of Psycho-Pass her partner disappeared.
Oh, it's been a long time.
Yeah, but that was her actual prisoner like partner. Like,
kind of.
She doesn't show up in second season at all. Only as a hallucination.
What? Oh my god.
Like, he didn't even show up. He's referenced like a couple times, but he doesn't show up.
That's weird.
It's stupid.
Yeah, I stayed away from the second season.
Second season's not bad, just not as good as the first one because you can't have a villain like Makishima.
Yeah, that show's so fucking good. That show's really good too. But yeah, Madoka, I can't even explain how much I love it because I'm too blinded by my love of it. It's just I think the visual aesthetic of the show is gorgeous and it's so like dark. It's got like this facade of like cutesiness to it that is just you go a little deep into it and everything's fucking cold and disturbing. I love it so much.
Yeah, I agree. Anything else you want to talk about?
It's amazing. This is like, I guess it'll be a minute before I do my number one, but my impression or my thing with Madoka is, oh my god, where was I going with this? I think this is like one of the best series ever made. Like, as a whole, it's so perfect. But my number one is more number one for like personal reasons, which I'll get to that.
Yeah, it's like my number one. It's a lot personal for me too. So
yeah, the reason why I just wanted to say because I think this is like perfectly constructed. I love everything about this.
If number one wasn't so personal, it probably would have been.
Yeah, just because I think it's so and like. I'm not even into the magical girl thing. I don't have anything against it really, but the show, it just tells its story so well. All right, I guess we should move on.
My number two?
Yes.
Number two. My number two is Gurren Lagann.
Yeah.
I watched this one like 2 years ago, but it still like probably had one of the most impacts like personally and emotionally like on me. Like I never had so emotional during the anime than this one.
I can just hear the sound, like the main theme playing right now.
I know, one of the best themes ever and the soundtrack in general is like amazing for this song. Like I have like 2 or 3 like on my playlist like of songs from Gurren Lagann. it's just
whoa, fight the power.
That's one of them. Yeah, but one of the best like kind of growing up. It's a tale of growing up, but like going through life with like people you look with them at most like losing them and dealing with them and meeting new people to like help you.
How people change over time.
How people change, like it's just like no matter what, like life won't be perfect. Like like you got all these curveballs, but you'll still be fine. Like you just gotta grow up to be the best you can be. Like it just that like, impact you. Like it's so good. Like not only the animation like great, it's just like. You're just emotionally like into the show, like these characters and growing up, like
it's so relatable.
Yeah, like I don't know who didn't see Gurren Lagann, but like the main character loses someone very close to him. Like the episodes with him dealing with him is like one of the most like emotionally like heartbreaking things I've ever seen. Like I had like you felt like that like you ever lose someone like really close. Like I lost my grandfather as a kid. I was like kind of like that. I was kind of like shut in like quiet like for a while. I can really relate to that, and just like it just pulls in your hearts like. It also has one of the most like bittersweet endings like I've ever seen in anime. It also broke my heart, dude. Just like anime that never like broke my heart as much as this one did. Like
it's so it's really good. Like it pulls your heartstrings, but it never feels manipulative. It always feels like I don't want to do spoilers, but yeah, like as you're saying, like there's a part where there's a really big thing that happens to the main character, and you like so many other shows when a character gets sad, you're like, oh fuck, like you're so boring, like this character just suck it up, but you really like they go into his depression and it feels real, and then you have like him getting over it and
him like finding someone to help him fill the void and like bond with, and like
it's so good.
It has had one of the best final fights I've ever seen in an anime.
It's so...
the last fight of the show is amazing, and the art style of who he fights at the end is like amazing. I love those unique like art style.
Yeah, I don't want to say anything.
Yeah, it's just so good. Like it's just one of those shows. Even though like a lot of people love Yoko, I don't like her that much, but she does have like the teacher episode is one of the best. When she her like kind of like what she's doing like it's one of the best.
One of my favorite episodes of anything. Gurren Lagann is another one that I really love because I mean I'm a Gainax boy. I love me Gainax, I love me Trigger, and yeah, that episode where because it's later on in the series and you get kind of like a flash forward where this one character is now, and it's just like you see this character as kind of like a sex symbol early on, and then you see her like grown up and she's like a role model for these kids. I love it. It's just amazing. It's so personal and so important.
I know. It's just one of those shows that really hit home with you, and like. You're attached to like there's some episodes early on that are kind of rough, but like when it gets going, and you enjoy everything. Like you're invested. Like watch the video of like one guy, the best guy ever.
Yeah, best guy ever.
That video basically sums up like everything about Gurren Lagann, like every emotional tie you had to that.
Yeah, go watch Best Guy Ever's Gurren Lagann review. It's fucking amazing.
It's spoilers though, but if you've seen it, definitely watch that.
It shows like the valleys and like peaks the series has with like emotion.
Yeah, so this one would have been this one had a great like this like close like later on, but like still number one probably like helped me with anime more like. So
I really love this show a lot, but my big problem is the first few episodes. The first episode I think is really strong and great, and then the next few kind of I don't know, they feel a little uneven for me, and then there's like the Notorious episode that was like not even done by Gainax. Yeah. They had to like outsource it to another studio, and it looks so bizarre. That's like the biggest hurdle for me. But once it gets into the series proper, like you're I rewatched it recently, and it really holds up.
And Netflix really helped, like just binge watching it.
Yeah, Netflix does a pretty good job picking some. I mean, they do like the sword arts and things for like the mass audience, but they have some good shit on there.
Yeah. So that's all I really want to say without spoiling too much about going in there, but it's just like one of those really good all around animes.
It's fucking great.
Alright, and do you want to do your honorable mention before you number one then?
Yeah, we'll do a little honorable mention section.
Alright, you do yours first then.
Alright, so these are just a few.
Oh, we also weren't doing movies this time. We had movies that are on our list, but we're not gonna do it.
Yeah, like
at least not this one.
Yeah.
We might do a top 3 movie.
That's a good idea. Because I've seen a lot fewer movies than I have series.
Yeah.
But, okay, so for me, recently, like within, I think last year actually, I watched Hunter x Hunter, and it was fucking great. Some of the arcs in that show are just incredible. And I've never seen the original anime, because it was originally done in the 90s. and then they redid it once more would have been completed, the manga. And it's just great. Like, the whole York New arc is just fucking good. And then there's, like, the Chimera Ant arc later on, which is, like, one of the biggest arcs I've ever seen in, like, an anime. And they do so well. I mentioned it already, I think. Little Witch Academia. I love... Seriously, I adore. No one likes those OVAs more than me. I've watched them more than anyone else in the whole world.
You have.
And the new series is, like, one of my favorites already. I'm only, like, 10 episodes into it, and I fucking love it. I can't even talk about that because I love it so much. I love Ghost in the Shell. Well, the movie, well, we're not talking movies, but Standalone Complex is up there. I really enjoy Standalone Complex. I never finished the second season, but it's really great. I love that first season. Oh, and Gunbuster. Another Gainax thing that I love.
Yeah.
It's like everything about Gainax that's great.
Yeah.
Like, great animation, really cool plot lines, great characters.
Yeah.
Boobies that jiggle really well.
Yeah. Alright. I have my honorable mentions. Cowboy Bebop. Just those early entries you get binge watching. It's really good. It's all around. You've probably seen it, so there's not much to talk about.
It's just perfect.
Great action, great music, great characters. All you really need to know.
It's just the perfect anime.
Yeah. I love Kill Kill's great.
Oh shit! I
like Kill.
I totally I agree with a lot of these two guys.
Yeah. These four got me like started watching anime, which is Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Yu Yu Hakusho, and and Cyborg 009. Those four were on like Toonami or Maguzi, whatever it was called.
Maguzi.
Yeah, they always would show them out, and those four really made me start liking anime. Actually, like Yu Yu Hakusho, like Dragon Ball Z, like more the games, but Dragon Ball I enjoyed watching a lot, and like.
I didn't really ever like Dragon Ball that much. I love Dragon Ball Z, but.
And Yu Yu Hakusho was always hype for me, especially up to the Dark Tournament, and then. And Cyborg 09 was always so cool. I love the concept of all these weird, like, cyborgs, just, like, with powers. It's been a while since, like, there's so many 009, like, animes, and, like, a lot of them are CG now, so it's kind of hard to go back to.
Yeah, that was the one in the early 2000s, I guess?
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. The one that was actually, like, animated, that wasn't, like, CG. But, yeah, those really helped me. I love G Gundam. It's always that campy, fun Gundam series that it's ridiculous, but I love it. And recently FMA Brotherhood also really good. Just watching a shonen, and that's pretty much my main honorable mention. Probably missing some.
Yeah, I feel the same way. One thing, a show I wish I liked more than I do. I wish I liked Utena more. I wish Utena was a better show. Revolutionary Utena. I watched all of it and like. I don't know. I feel like there was something good there. It doesn't need to be stretched out.
A couple more honorable mentions. Yamada-kun's pretty good. I enjoyed that. Daily Life of High School Boys, best slice of life I've watched. My favorite one, at least. And what's it called? I think that's it. What's it called? Damn it! I had it in my head and it just flew away.
You can just like I'll cut up.
You edit it. Oh wait, Noragami I also really like.
Noragami's good.
So that's my list. That's my honorable mentions.
Yeah, and of course this isn't like exhaustive.
Nah. All right, so you number one first. Then.
All right, we're finally to number one. Neon Genesis, Evangelion, and I'm also including Ed of Evangelion just because it's like the ending of the show. Oh boy, let's talk about.
You can talk about it. I never watched it.
Yeah, Sam is a plebe. I've tried to get Sam to watch it.
It bores me
several times. Yeah, he's fucking
bores me.
You're fucking wrong.
It's not my thing. I guess.
It's so great. The direction.
Let me know when the 4-kid dub comes out.
Shut your mouth. The direction, the music, the sound design, the plot. Which the plot is the shakiest element because there's like a dip. You can tell, like, around...
I dig the monster designs a lot.
Yeah,
that's, like,
they're fucking great.
I dig them a lot.
There is a dip... Like, the show is deeply connected to the creator, Hideki Anno. And there's a part where he kind of left the show for a little bit because I assume that he was having some really difficult personal problems. And the show kind of suffers from that a bit. There's one episode that's, like, notorious. I might be wrong. So please correct me if I'm wrong, but there's one episode called Magma Diver that literally feels like a Saturday morning cartoon where it's like, we gotta go beat the bad guy, and then they have like a science lesson, and then they learn how to beat the bad guy, and it feels like not Evangelion.
There was that one boring episode you made me watch of like, we gotta get to the train station.
Oh, shut your mouth. That episode's amazing.
It was boring as fuck.
The character interactions in Evangelion are so great and so subtle, and like everyone in that show has their own like list of problems, and they all like someone like Misato, you know, his like caretaker, his character. She's like the sexy lady he loves.
Oh yeah.
She just seems kind of like a generic booby, like, oh look, is the slutty girl, but she's got like such a deep. She's one of like the best characters in the show. She's such a deep backstory. Like Ray is one of my favorite characters. This like weird
autistic child.
This weird autistic child who really doesn't have anything. Like one of the most amazing scenes, I think you might have seen it, is when Shinji goes to Ray's apartment and he accidentally sees her naked.
Happens.
And in any other anime, when a main character sees the girl naked, she runs up to him and smacks him, and then he gets a big bloody nose and then walks away. In this, Shinji is surprised.
Or a reverse order to that, where he gets bloody nose.
And then gets smacked.
Yeah, that's act.
In this, Shinji like is surprised by her. He doesn't know that she's there. And she's completely naked because she just took a shower. And she has no like understanding of human emotion. And he's shocked. He can't even react. And she like is just like, what, like, I don't understand. It's like because she's just like from another planet essentially. Like she doesn't understand. And then he like falls on her and his hand's on her boob, and she literally has no reaction. And it's just like, this is incredible. Like this is the most incredible thing you could do with like tropes and just like
get your ecchi in somewhere.
That's why I hate that they still do that shitty trope where it's like, oh, the guy fell in the girl's
Whoa.
butt. It's like Ava.
What am I squeezing here? Must be a belly.
Ava killed that like decades ago. But yeah, everything's great. The final 2 episodes are very divisive because they kind of did a really artistic and weird thing with it. But I think that they are made up. The movie makes up for it.
Is the end of Evangelion movie like a sequel to the actual series? The actual ending? Okay.
What happened, to briefly explain it, there's all these like memes that they like ran out of budget and stuff, and that might have been true. But the last 2 episodes are very cerebral, and it's the whole reality kind of breaks down in them, and it's more about like what the characters are experiencing. So it's a lot of really abstract imagery, but then it just kind of ends with like everyone like, you know, the ending. But so people were really upset with that, and Gainax in response got money to make a movie because the series is so popular. They made a movie sequel that is like the realistic
Nazca figures, right?
Yeah.
Details.
But the movie is like what's happening in the real world during like the final 2 episodes. So you can like watch both of them and you're like, wow, there's that connection. But End of Evangelion is just like a masterpiece. Like it's just, I love it. The imagery is beautiful. I have a big poster of it. I just don't have it in my room. But seriously, the show, I just connect so deeply.
What about the best?
With so many characters.
The pink girl who's best girl.
We don't talk about the rebuilds. The rebuilds.
The girl who was always there since the beginning.
Yeah, I used to kind of like the rebuilds,
Mari,
yeah, Mari. The more time I think about the rebuilds, the less that I like them and don't really want them to exist anymore because the show itself is just
when we get
perfect.
3.0 plus 1.0 equals 4.0.
Never. I just read an article that said that Anno and Studio Kara, which is the studio that he made to make the rebuilds, they have a press release this week. So people are like, oh, they're going to talk about it?
365 over 4 days.
They're going to go full
Kingdom
Hearts on it.
Alright, and you want to talk about it?
Yeah, I just wanted to say, just there's so many characters. You can relate to almost any character in a weird way. Like, depending on who you are. Like, younger kids are going to relate to Shinji, because Shinji is like a very realistic portrayal of depression.
Kids are getting a robot, though.
Oh my god, I hate that meme so fucking much. I get triggered when people get in the robot meme. Shinji doesn't have to get in the robot if he doesn't want to.
The robot.
Yeah, Misato is an amazing character. The kind of person that, like, I don't know. It's just, the writing is incredible. The writing is better than anything, even if it's not great all the time. Alright, that's it for me. Sam's gonna give his number 1.
You want to do a drum roll for this one?
Alright.
Number 1. Boikuri.
Boikuri.
This anime, there's a lot of people. Boikuri is kind of like also kind of like a meme where people like it's a favorite anime, but just like
I think it's very popular for people in our our
Yeah.
generation.
It came out like when I was like in middle school, and like it really like got me like really loving, appreciating anime at a figure. Just like the story, animation, music. It just made me appreciate like the wackiness. It just made me appreciate every little aspect. While telling the story of growing up and like doing the changes of like, you know, having someone who's like you're like looking up to just, you know, going away, and like you have to like grow up on your own now.
Yeah.
It just like really hit home. But like on top of that, like you know, on top of that, giving you like insane action and visuals with like
amazing animation,
like crazy character. The dub and sub are both. I always say this with everyone, but I like when it has a good both sub and dub.
Yeah.
So both, and it had a really good one. Like I watched it. I remember that's how it got me into it, because Toonami would show it, or Adult Swim would show it at like midnight. And it was only like 6 episodes, so like I would always watch it multiple times, and it's just like so good. I just love the story. I love like the character. It's just like it's so short. You can't really go into like, you know, all the spoilers. Just like character growing up, characters like dealing with all the changes, all these weird like aliens and other random side characters that you can totally see in like other Gainax or Trigger shows later on that are wacky.
Mm-hmm.
You do see that. It's just like it's just all around so good show. Just it helped it helped me like appreciate like a kind of animation like like the music by the Pillows is amazing.
Yeah, I've only seen half of it, so I can't really attest to all of it, but it's really great. I like a lot of what I've seen. I like a lot. I really dig the symbolism and like.
That's why I don't want to talk about a lot because you haven't seen it yet. So I'm trying to like.
Like, it's really the way it tells its story. It's not like holding your hand. It makes things clear enough, but
it has those serious moments where it also has those like crazy late Gainax humor kind of thing.
Yeah. There's some it's really inventive too, like the whole scene where it goes into like manga panels for like
it's so
a whole like conversation.
And like, you know, when the opening scene of like of Naruto talking to his brother's ex girlfriend, like it's such a serious moment until like he's interrupted by like a girl with a bass guitar on a motorcycle hitting him in the head. That's
like I just realized the last 3 shows we talked about have been Gainax shows.
I know.
But that's one thing that like you see.
Maka wasn't a Gainax show.
Well, you're Gurren Lagann. But with like it's not just a Gainax thing, but these shows do such a good job with like growing up and like sexuality as you're getting older and like
new
especially Shinji. I think I haven't seen all of it, but comparing Shinji to what's his name? Naoto. Like he's this kind of kid and he's not ready to grow up, and he's given like these. Well, not given, but there's these female presences, these mature female presences in his life, and he doesn't know what to make of it because it's so different from what he's used to, and he really like tries to get rid of sex.
Also having like the one girl more so on him because she reminds him of his brother, kind of like.
Yeah, and that's a whole other like fucking baggage.
And the other one's like just an alien kind of creeping on him. Like.
What's her name?
Haruki. Haruki. I thought it's Haruki. I mean,
she's great. I like her.
She's kind of.
I like her English dub voice a lot. It's one of the.
She had a great dub. Haruko. Yeah, Naota. It was Naota.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, she's like one of my favorite. I love her design. I love like all her like the beginning when she's like just basically torturing him with like the nurse outfit.
That's hilarious. I love that part.
So good.
In the next episode, she's still in the nurse costume. And then he's like, "You have to get out of that. People are gonna think you're actually a nurse. Like your character's actually a nurse."
And like she like he moves into his house and everything, and like the maid.
Yeah.
I dub is really good. Like the voices are, just like all around, it's really good. Like this one, like we're gonna lie, and like you know, I'm mostly into that one. This is how got me into it, and help, you know, teach you about growing up and everything. Mm-hmm. Where like they both have hook club, but Fully Cooley was like the first one that like got me hooked into the story and in the world.
It's the kind of thing that like later on you're like, whoa, that was Gainax? Like,
I know, yeah.
When you start like looking into like the creators, you're like, whoa.
And little did I know, like a lot of the shows that I love are from like Gainax or people who worked from there and moved to Trigger. Like a lot of my shows that I really enjoyed. I have such a connection. I think all our whole friend group's kind of like, we just have a connection to these creators that like transcends where they work. Everyone does. Like people who saw Cowboy Bebop as their first really mature anime, they kind of grew, Samurai Champloo's Space Dandy, and then like eventually into more mature shows like Psycho Pass and like kind of those Death Note's a kind of a joke, but people try to go with a more mature.
Death Note is good. I think Death Note's pretty good. I didn't finish it because I got to the part where it should have ended, and then I stopped watching.
Well, it's more mature. It is mature, but like still, it kind of became like that popular thing where it kind of got shilled down because of that.
I very much agree.
Because of that.
I wouldn't say yeah. It's not like Cowboy Bebop mature. Cowboy Bebop is like very mature.
I meant like people were trying to go for more mature shows. Yeah. Like they got hooked.
Compared to like a shonen.
People started Dragon Ball Z. They moved to Naruto and One Piece, original Full Metal Alchemist and Bleach. Like they kind of went for those like action like big villains of the week kind of.
Yeah.
With an overarching story on top of that, but.
Yo, this blew my mind. I didn't know anything about Bleach. I mean, I've heard of it for years and years, but I just realized it's called Bleach because his hair gets bleached.
Also, there's an image of a Bleach live action movie they're teasing. So,
oh, great.
They're doing a Gintama one.
Really?
Gintama, they have a trailer. I think they have a trailer for it, but yeah, it's actually it'd be more of a comedy, so like I'm sure it's gonna be actually probably entertaining.
I'd like to watch that. I've heard it's really good. I've tried to watch it here and there, but it's like I start too far into it.
Yeah, so. Yeah, so I was gonna say go watch it. Like I don't want to talk any more about it until you really see it. Especially Jim hasn't seen it, so
I could see it maybe. I don't know if it'd be in my top 5. I really like it so far though. I forgot to finish it.
It just has like those like a part of my, a firm part. Like that's how like I met like when me and Roy like really bonded over like watching Fully Cooley. So like it just helped bond with people and like
it's one understand. I think it's one of those things that's like really great to watch at a certain time in your life.
It's only 6 episodes. It doesn't take a long time, the grind to go through or whatever. Like, or you can easily finish it in like a day, like you take 2 or 3 hours out of your time, and like you're good. And the music is just amazing. Just like you can just put the end credit song on from there and just be like happy and work out.
The music is really good. I love how there's just like a lot of like music just always going on.
Also, one of my favorite end credit sequences are just like the stop motion.
The bike trips through like wherever in Japan.
It's so good.
Yeah, that's really cool. It must have taken them fucking all day to
do.
Because they had to drive it and then take a picture.
Yeah.
It looks like because it's parked when they're.
Yeah, so watch it. That's what I gotta say. Please, it's okay. Watch Fully Cooley.
Yeah, I guess that's really it, though, because those are our top 5 favorites, so I guess it's top 10.
Please tell us how trash our picks are in the comments.
Tell me how much you think that Boruto is going to be the next fucking sensation.
Please tell us, if you want, whose list you agree with more.
Oh, yeah. Who
if you want.
Are you a Jim or are you a Sam? Are you a Zoe or are you a Zelda?
Are you Peach or Daisy? Yeah, so.
Yeah, I just want to reiterate.
Where can they follow us, though?
Oh, if you somehow have clicked on this video, we normally do a plethora of other podcasts, apparently.
People love the top 5 list.
People do. I'm gonna fucking
watch
clickbait
Mojo, top
the
10.
hell out of this video.
Top 10 anime.
You don't even know how hard I'm gonna clickbait this video. I'm gonna put like hours.
You're gonna put Shinji grabbing a boob.
Oh shit! Yes.
Picture like all the penny and stocking, like the cover, them covered in white.
I might just put like Sword Art Online characters.
No. We do our top 5 like hated ones. You can.
I don't know if I have enough energy to have a top 5 hated animes. You poor pathetic boy.
But
yeah, I mean it's great. Sword Art's a great anime.
Shut up. Okay, where can they follow us, Jim? Plug it.
Check us out at the Neon Cast. We do a normal weekly podcast where we have like sort of a
cats, monsters, and blood force.
Blood force, fuck it.
And dogs.
Yeah, we go into like just weird anime with like
any animal or monsters. Really.
Yeah, where it's just things that we think are funny.
Any suggestions on episodes or extra animes with episodes, or just a show about one that we haven't done yet? And message us. Send us
a line at theneoncast@gmail.com.
And if you want to, for shits, just put your top 5.
Yeah, please put your top 5 anime. You can include movies. I'll allow it.
Yeah, you can put movies. We're gonna do a movie one, probably in the future though.
Yeah, but we'd love to read them.
Your name probably be number 1 for both of us.
Yeah, that's. We should do a top 5 or whatever, top 3 movies and say like, okay, your name is the number 1 for both of us.
That's not your name.
We're doing top 3 excluding your name because it's a fucking great.
And then we'll do our top 5 hentais.
Bible Black.
Bible
Blue. Bible White.
The Waffle Party and
Boku no Pico.
And Body Jack.
Body Jack.
Somewhere, I don't know, some other one that I can't. You ever bring up a list of hentai on my anime list? It's really funny to see the pictures I'm censoring. It's so funny.
I read a really good one called Giselle once.
I only
about a girl.
I only have watched or read a hentai. I don't know how long.
I'm kidding. Yeah, I guess we should have ended this like 5 minutes ago.
That's fine.
All right, yeah, just drop us a line or don't. I don't care.
And
Comment. I'm gonna have to really fucking clean up this ending section. This is getting out of control.
You're good. Thank you for listening to us ramble about our favorite anime, and thank you.
Thank you, Billion.
So maybe we'll do a top 5 waifus.
Oh my god, I'd love to do top 5 waifus.
It's called the trash.
Yeah, we should. We need to start doing these.
Trash talk.
Trash talk. Oh, I love it.
But yeah, so.
Yeah, this is gonna be a meme now. We're doing anything.
No.
All right. I've been Jim.
I'm Sam.
And thank you for watching and caring about our stupid opinions.
And listening.
Fuck, whatever. You can watch with
fuck
your
it up.
ears. You can watch with your ears.